Okay, we're now going to install the iAMP server. Downloaded the installation program from the Aurora Equipment's website. Set it up. It'll extract itself onto the PC before it starts to install to the IBMi. You'll see in the background that we have Shield 3 5250 emulation already set up, so we can go in and view exactly what's installed. Install on Shield 3. I'm going to use Kusekov as the installation profile. You can use anything as the authority to create directories and libraries. I'm going to install the EasyCom server under EasyCom, and we're going to install the demo files. We're going to use the integrated Apache server that's provided by Aurora Equipment. That will have PHP. We're going to configure our web server as part of the installation process, and that will be attached to the integrated Apache server. That's a pre-fork server. It is not the IBMi server that's connected via FastCGI. And all that's going to be sitting on port 80. We're also going to install MySQL. So we need to pass in a password that's going to allow root to access MySQL databases, create users and everything else that we need to do. Going out, checking to make sure that everything looks good. You'll see that everything's going to install. If there are any updates to be carried out, i.e. some items were already installed, it would come in and say that it was going to be upgrading, so it would be bolded and show upgrading. You'll see the EasyCom configuration, so we're sitting on port 6077, and the subsystem that I'll be running under is EasyCom. And again, when we go to the IBMi, we'll be able to see that service running, and I'll show you as part of the installation how it all sets up. And there are some demo programs that show you the EasyCom server up and running and serving IBMi data and objects back to a web page. So it's transferred all of the installation objects up, so it's going to extract them out now. Once it's extracted, it's going to install all of the objects and configure them. So you can see that we're extracting the web server into the www directory and the IFS. As part of this, we're going to be registering with Apache the fact that these servers have been created, and configure them up with some standard configurations. We're going to configure MySQL. It starts the servers as part of that. Now, as we finish the program installations, we'll go in, look at the IBMi, see the kind of objects that's installed, what's active, what's not active, and then we'll start up a web page to actually show you the iAMP server up and running, all as part of the installation process. We feel this is a great installation process that shows just how easy it can be made to run PHP on the IBMi. So once we've installed the example toolkit, that's the installation finished. So now we're going to go onto the IBMi. First thing we'll do is look at the directory structure that was created on the IFS. A couple of places we need to look into. User local. You'll see we have got an iAMP directory now. Within the iAMP directory, there are a number of objects that are required for running the iAMP server, PHP and MySQL. If we go back into the var directory, you'll see the MySQL instance that was installed. So this is the data library for the MySQL. And under www, you'll see we have the iAMP server. This is the actual HTTP server that we'll be running. We'll go and look at the active jobs. You'll see that we have EasyCom running. This is what we're going to use from PHP using the i5 toolkit to pull back data and objects from the IBMi. And we also have the iAMP server and MySQL. So what does that look like? Well, we can start up a session, and we're just going to go straight to the Shield 3 server, and this is it up and running. So you can see we have Shield 3 welcome HTML. If we actually just put in the root directory, you'll see that we get a directory which has got the welcome HTML. Links in here that are important, links to the Aurora documentation, forum and release notes, the open source objects that we've installed and the resources to those, such as Apache, MySQL and PHP, and the software licenses relevant to each of those objects. There are also a number of links provided within the page that take you to MySQL, PHP software and so on, and we can see from the PHP and EasyCom side of things we have some sample scripts that we can use. This is the page with all the sample scripts. You can see we can run various checks, so if we want to go and see, let's say we want to look at the spool files on the IBMi, you can see that we can see all of the spool files. Some of the spool files we won't have access to because we don't have the authority under QTM HTTP. If we want to list the library objects, again, we can just go in and change this to whatever we want to do, and you'll see that we get a list of the objects. And this is an array that's put out, so you can take this array and use it however you want. Nice thing that we do get as part of the installation, like I said, it is some admin tools. So you see under admin tools we can go and view the PHP information, and we can also use PHP MyAdmin. PHP MyAdmin is the MySQL database manager of choice. So put in the same information that we entered for the root password. And as soon as we go in here, we'll see MySQL database is installed and a test database, which is the only databases that we have. If we want to go and create some more, it's very easy to do from here. And that's it. Basically, we now have iAMP fully running on the IBMi, which has been set up by Aura Equipment, and very quick install. In fact, if you look at the clock, you'll see it took around 5 minutes to install, and that's it. If you need any further information, you can contact us via our website www.shieldadvance.ca, or you can go directly to the Aura Equipment's website and download it for yourself and try it.